Hey, Little Dirty Diggers here. It's Ian. Hey, got this video coming out on cleaning these bottles. For a friend of mine here local, and I think it's good information for anybody. And it's not saying it's the only way; it's just the way we do it. But anyways, because we are going to put this on our Facebook page, we wanted to show a few local things, and just kind of give a little history here. We got our local soda bottles. This is what they call a Hutchison bottle. It's called a Hutchison bottle due to the top here. This is called a Hutchison top. This is their very first soda bottle. This is the very first, as you can see, it says Brookfield, Missouri here. This was the ice company here local who sold soda pop to the railroad and to all of the local area. This is their first bottle. This bottle is going to date from about 1860 to 1900, right around there, maybe a little bit before 1900. And it's the Zier Brothers. Then they went to what we call, this soda bottle here is the same. It's Zier Brothers. All right, and Brookfield, and this is what we call a crown top. This is kind of similar to what we have today. Actually, this bottle here was hand blown in a mold, and then the top was applied afterwards. You can kind of see the stretch marks here and the bubbles. Nothing on the bottom. So it was blown in a mold with the crown top applied afterwards. Then they sold, and we're talking about around 1915 now. This is also a crown top. This is Zier and Sykes. So this is going to be around 1912 to 1915, 1917. This is also going to be a crown top. These are all aqua bottles. The last one was kind of a little more teal, but these are aquas. Super heavy, thick bottles. Local soda. Then in 1915, still the crown top. They changed this side script, as you can see, the Zier and Sykes. And this one is actually going to be marked on the bottom. All these with the Z and S. Now I believe these bottles here were probably machine made, because you can see the seam on the crown top continues up past the neck and runs right on up the crown top. So this is probably machine made. The other ones were blown in a mold, handmade. Then we get into, I think probably in the 1930s, this place came along. This is Brookfield City and Fuel Bottling. This would have been a root beer. It's a 6.5 ounce bottle, crown top, machine made, shaped like a barrel, obviously, root beer. So that would have been the next one in our generation here in Brookfield of soda bottles. Then we get on to around the 1940s, and this company, which Mike Baker is still running the business there in Kansas City. But this would be the Bakers who took over the bottling company here in Brookfield and eventually brought us Pepsi. As you can see right there, you can see the Brookfield, Missouri on the bottom. And then this is another variant, Brookfield, Missouri. These were probably strawberries or orange drink. And then from then on, we get our Pepsi bottles, which we all know. But hey, I just want to jump on here. Hey, jump on our YouTube channel. It's under Ian Thudium. Please like and subscribe. Here on Facebook, give us that thumbs up, smash that thumbs up, leave us a comment. If you have questions, just ask. But anyways, it's Little Dirty Diggers and Ian Thudium on Little Dirty Diggers on Facebook, Ian Thudium on YouTube. Check us out, like and subscribe, and we'll see you from the hole. Hey, what's up? Hey, it's Ian from the hole. Hey, here with Little Dirty Diggers, and been asked to do a little cleanup video, how we clean some of these old bottles. So I'm going to do a little quick one. I had a few bottles that needed cleaned up, nothing special. But I can show you my process and how we get them cleaned up. We can generally get them, about that good. But anyways, this is what we do. First things first, get you a bowl full of lukewarm water. You don't want it too hot or too cold, especially if they're Doug bottles or just found, because they're going to be used to being at a certain temperature, for up to 100 years plus, and you can flash them. They'll get in there, get a little too hot too quick, or a little cold too quick, and you'll hear them ping, and you have big old cracks in them. So draw that up first. Get this camera set up here. All right, here we go. Now, Christy and I like to use a couple things here. Of course, we got a whole thing of brushes here. We got a whole thing of brushes here. We got wire brushes. I think you can buy most of these at Hometown Hardware here local. Now we got copper brushes. You're also going to want one of these copper Brillo type pads, a little scrub pad. Usually get the copper ones because they won't scratch your bottles. Then what you're going to want to do is find you some. You can buy this. You can buy this stuff. There's actually a guy in Raymore, Missouri, that's one of the biggest dealers of this stuff around, and he has all kinds of cleaning supplies, all kinds of different acids and things that clean, that just for cleaning bottles, scrub brushes, tumblers like rock tumblers that you put them in, that you can roll them around and get them perfect. Christy and I just like to, to have a little patina on them, so you could tell they've been dug, but you want some of that right there. And what that is that's 14 gauge and 12 gauge copper wire that I set and I cut little individual pieces. They're not very big. Keep them dropping. There. Little individual pieces like that, and I'll show you what we do with that in a minute. But first off, you go ahead and get you water, lukewarm water like I said, and we use this. This is Barkeeper's Friend. You can find this at, I think you can find some in Hometown Hardware. They have it. If not, I know Walmart also has it. If they don't have it there, get it at Walmart, or I think Pringers. I think you can find it at Pringers as well. That comes in two different kinds. You can find it in this liquid, which we like using, or you can find it in powder, just like Comet. It'll be the same thing in the liquid and the powder. But this stuff works really good. It was a tip we got from somebody else. You want to add that to the water. Add a little drop or two to each bottle as you put it in there. And then I'll just show you what I do as far as just cleaning them up. Pretty dirty bottle. Still got a lot of dirt on it. Let's see if I can bring this down. So you can see better right here. So give it a shake like that and get most of that stuff off. Now this stuff here, you see right there, that's rust. You just take this copper Brillo there, and give it a little scrub like that. It'll come off. Generally, a lot of times these screw tops will have it around the lid because obviously they'd had a metal lid on them, and as that decomposed, it was stuck to there. If you find you have a problem with any of the little pits or anything getting it off, that's what the wire brushes are for. And you can get right in there in them grooves, like so. Do the bottom. Now we got the outside pretty much where we want it. Now this is a pretty good sized mouth on this bottle, so I'm going to stick that copper down in there a little bit, and I'm going to try to do the sides up by the neck just a little bit. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Stick this metal brush down there, get as much as I can. Now that Barkeeper's Friend's going to break a lot of this up. I suggest you soak your bottles around 24 hours. Seems to help out to break the stuff down really good in there. See, I'm just going along like that. And you can see we've come a long ways already. Now to this stuff, the copper. What I'm going to do is just pour that in there, just like so. Add just a little bit of water to it, about like that. Then I'm going to give it a shake. And this copper's soft enough that it's not going to break the bottle, but yet it's abrasive enough it does a really good job of cleaning it. See a few spots there that I missed. These brushes are great. They help out a lot. Some people use baby bottle brushes. We used to use those, but when we started using the cut copper, kind of decided we didn't need it anymore. I'm just going to pour that back in there. Give it a quick rinse. Give it a look over. Now, I'm going to try to convince you not to use soap. Now, as you can see here, we've done a great job of cleaning that 100-year-old bottle that was covered with rust and dirt, just with Barkeeper's Friend and the copper. Now I'll do a little different size bottle. You can see we got a pretty old bottle there. That's a Lydia E. Pinkerman vegetable compound. This is actually a bitters of sort. It was this was full of heroin and liquor and opiates and everything else. This was for that. It was a woman's cure for that, certain time of the month, and they need a little extra pain med. So we're gonna get in there. We're gonna do the outside of the bottle with the copper. And this bottle was a disaster, so it's probably not going to be perfect when we're done. It's probably going to take a couple, maybe another day's soak after this. But we'll get it a lot better than it was. This brush works really good now for the embossing portion. Just hit it with a circular motion, like so. Now, as you can see with this bottle, we're not going to be able to get anything on the inside besides the copper, and I'll show you how good a job that does. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pour our copper in. Like I said, you can buy this cut copper. There's a guy in Raymore. He's called the I think it's the Jar Doctor or the Bottle Doctor, and he will sell you this. He has it. He'll sell you cut copper by the pound. I'm just cheap and choose to cut my own. See, we got a bad stain right there, and we're going to try to work on that. Looks like the rest of the bottle really come a long way. Do a little more work at the top. Got quite a bit of rust up there. All right, let's work on that. All right, we're getting somewhere. All right, we've done quite a bit here. Sometimes, because this Barkeeper's Friend's got a little abrasive in it, I add a little bit extra to it. Oh yeah. Now, try not to use dish soap if you don't have to, because it leaves a film in there and it's real tough to get out. This stuff here is bad enough. Alright, as you can see, we've gotten a long ways from where that bottle started. Actually, that bottle's in pretty good shape now. Got one little stain right there, which after some soaking, I'll put it back in there and let it soak for a while. But there's a 110, 115 year old bottle right there, and it looks pretty darn good. Anyways, hands dried off here. Alright, well, Brock, I hope that helps you out. Anybody else who needs to see a little cleanup video on some more bottles, like I said, you all saw what it looked like before. You know, and all these bottles up here, they all look like that starting out. It just takes a little work. Like I said, you can get some bottle brushes. We use a barkeeper's friend to break up the crud, and we use the cut copper, and these are real important. Go get you some of these, and go get you some of those copper brushes from Hometown Hardware. Anyways, that's about it. I think also something we don't do, you could go to your local hardware store, get you some muriatic acid, and mix that 50-50. Be very careful with it. We have grandkids around here, so we choose not to do it. We may start doing it, but you can soak your bottles in muriatic acid for, you know, like I said, we don't do it, but I know that you could soak it in for an hour or two. Make sure you use rubber gloves because it'll eat your hands up, and then wash them off very carefully and wear eye protection and all that good stuff. So anyways, this is how little Dirty Diggers clean their bottles. So we'll see you next time from the hole.